everyone. Welcome back to Floozie Crafts. This is Jill, also known as Blossom. This is the reveal video. So in a moment, I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show you this room. But I wanted to first give you just a little bit of background, if you don't mind. I'll make it brief. But some of you may know, some of you may not know, I live in West Texas, halfway between Wichita Falls and Abilene. And I was a hairdresser for over 35 years. So this building was my beauty shop. Now I bought the building in 2003. No, the building was purchased in 2003 and I bought it in 2006. It was purchased in order to be a barber shop, beauty shop. And I bought it from a local person who was a barber. And we worked together for a year and a half. Then she left and I worked it by myself. And then we moved the building. My husband and I moved the building. We bought a piece of property. It was on a piece of rented property, so it got moved. It's a manufactured building, so it was a Hawk, Hawk, and it was manufactured in Abilene, and then it was put together on site. And then all the plumbing and stuff was run to it after it was moved in, and it's on skids. So it was moved from there. We moved it down to a piece of property that we bought in 2011, where it stayed until May of this year, and we moved it from there out to the farm where we live, 5 miles west of town. Early last year is when I retired, 2019. So it has taken from May, and we actually did a lot. We moved it here in May, did some initial things to it, and then by the end of June, I was pretty much in the building. And I think I have all of the dates right. If not, because it's really weird, we did a lot really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you now. I just wanted you to know a little bit of background on it. I did all of the painting myself, of all the furniture, all the walls, all the windows, everything. I did all of that myself. I still need to paint my front door, and we still need to do some stuff on the outside. So I'm not going to show you the outside today, just the inside. It's a 14, from the front door to the wall is 14 feet, and from end to end is 20 feet. If that gives you some perspective. It had a bathroom, which it no longer does. The bathroom is now the hallway. I'll explain all of that when we go through it. So let's go see what it looks like. Okay, so here we go. Now I am taking you into the she shed from the house. So let me explain. Mr. Fiber went ahead and attached my building, the she shed, to the house. Right there's the steps going up, and that area right here is the area that he built to attach the back of the building to the house. So right here, where my hand is, this was the house. And then right here, on this other side of this little area, this was the back of the building. And this area here, this was the bathroom. Let me step back again. There you go. Still need a little bit of touch-up paint, but so this is my open sign that was actually in the top of that window when I had the beauty shop open. And on this side, I have put one of those shelves. Now that shelf and the one I'm going to show you in a minute came from the Dollar General. I bought those for $22. I'll show you the drawers in just a minute. This is a sign that hung above my sink. And this is where, this compartment here is where the hot water heater was. So Mr. Fiber put all of the wiring for the sound system and internet back there, and then he put a shelf for me, and that way I could go ahead and use this area. Now I had other things in here, and just recently I have taken everything out of my consignment booth, and that is all my soft items that came out of my consignment booth. We'll talk about that later. These are the items that I wear. These are more project bags. And then these are project bags that have projects in them. This is my whip wall. This is stuff that I'm working on for the channel. The drawers I also got, they go along with this, and I got them at Dollar General. They were $4.50 each. So now let me turn you, and I will not show you the inside of my house, but I'm going to show you here that I have another one of those on this side, and I have a mirror here also. And all of this wall, all of the space that's in this room on these walls will be used for putting pictures. So that was the door. This was where I'm standing, was the bathroom, and this was the door to the bathroom. Now we're going to go in, and I'll show you this area in a minute. But we're going to turn the corner. This is where my workbench is. Trying to do this so I don't make y'all sick. And I'll show you that area in a minute. There is the front door. As I said, needs to be painted again. I will paint it the same color as I painted the walls. Now the color on the walls is by Valspar, and it's called Shady Lady. The other color, which is this teal color, is by Kensington and Clark, and it's called Sea Aqua. Oh, I'll have to put that in there for you. So now I'm going to take you around the room, and I'll point out a few things that are special to me. These are some of the shawls that I won't give away that I wear. I have these baskets down here. I have a collection of these. My mother and I collected those. Now in this top basket is elastic, and in the bottom one is, I have forgotten what I put in there already. Yeah, don't remember. Anyway, there's storage. How do you forget that stuff so fast? Now, I have that little radio there, but actually I only have it there to play some CDs on because I don't really need it now that I have the new setup. My mother painted this little stool that came out of my booth. I have a little jar here with some different things in it that I don't want to lose, that I always have to need out where I can find them. I have this pottery that came from Love Field, which is Dallas. Love Field was before Dallas Airport. So Love Field had an actual pottery factory there. And this has my Tunisian hooks and my extra crochet hooks. There's another little deal in here that's got crochet hooks in it. This shelf, I have a video where I was cleaning this shelf off, and I painted this in the Shady Lady. This sign, my mother-in-law was an avid cross-stitcher, and she did this. It says, "We're not just older, we're better." And these three little ladies, they have purple and they have their red hats. And when my husband and I used to go to a local cafe and eat, there was three ladies that used to come in, and it reminded me of these three ladies. They came in every day to have lunch. My dad made this box, and my mom painted it for me. This is my sewing box. So it has sewing gadgets and things in it, all the needles, and then these open up to more sewing things. I have some tall things back here. My hubby brought those for me. These are great. These are great big. When I get these out to use them, I'll show you. My mom painted this little star, and it has a little candle. I just put this up this weekend. And this stuff at the bottom is my hand dyed that my hubby and I hand dyed. And then this is some of my other wool. So I kind of wanted to keep all of the like wool stuff, that certain section of wool that I have together. You know, see, there's one speaker here. There's one on all four corners. This picture right here is the one that my daughter did for me. I just love her. I love my daughter, and I love that picture. This is my TV. It's on two little stands that my hubby built, especially so that this would not slide off. This is where I can put extra CDs and things in here. And this is the Blu-ray, and then this is that little, it's a Bluetooth amplifier. I linked it in one of my videos recently. I'll try to link it again. This was my mother-in-law's. This actually will sit also. It has a pull out on the back that you can set it on a table also, but I like it hung on the wall out of the way. That's a little bracelet that my grandson made. There he is when he was little. Another little ornament of him, me and my girls, my oldest and my youngest. And this, okay, y'all remember I had the lamp in my room, and I got this from Marianne. And then this is stitch markers that are special to me that I have hung on my lamp. But this right here, this cabinet, this was the cabinet that held the sink in the bathroom. And this top on it is the door off of my workbench. So Mr. Fiber took this off and attached it to this, took everything out of this, and right now I just have extra material underneath there. Those are those blankets I didn't get done for the Snowball Express. That's my mother-in-law's little fold-out project stand that you can put your stuff in. And this was her, sorry, my hand got in the way. This was my mother-in-law's sewing desk, and my machine is inside of this. Now down the road I will show y'all my machine and her machine, but I have her machine underneath down there. This is the chair that I got from Wichita Falls at the antique store. Hubby put these shells up for me. And I have my button collection that he sorted out. That is an air conditioner heater unit, but the air conditioner no longer works, but the heater does. This is the central speaker. These are pieces that my mother painted. She was a toll painter. How lovely that you can see my yarn in the back. This little bookcase I had in the beauty shop, and I painted it in that Shady Lady. All of my knitting needles, and these are the needle cases and more wooden needles. And I did not tell you, go back over here for a minute. I have my crochet needle case here, and I have another case also. of older. Okay, I was trying not to be too unsteady, but it's kind of hard. Trying to hold it as steady as I can. There's another speaker, and then this is my yarn wall. I'm going to back up a little so you can see. And there are 8 of those. They are shoe closets that hang over your door. And I'll show you that in just a second. But this is the chair, my barber chair that I bought for my beauty shop. And that's my chair I sit in when I work. It's my little work area when I sit and work out here. That side table, this piece on top went across there, and it was for the kids to sit on so that they could get their hair cut. Underneath it is a TV tray, and it's covered in the same thing that you cover your ironing boards with, because it's used when you are working. You can put your iron there, and you can iron small pieces like when you're doing piece quilting and stuff. So my mother-in-law had made that. And then there's my sign. There's Simon watching us. And then I have this shelf that goes all the way around. That shelf is 12 inches deep. And it's about 12 inches from the top of the wall so that it would fit these totes. Okay, now that tote has the batting and stuffing in it. This is stuff for purses. This is the stuff I use to make my scrubbies, the tulle. This is odds and ends art stuff that I still need to go through that. This is pom-poms. These are future projects. Okay, so these are in bags and ready to go all the way to the corner. Are all future projects that are already with their pattern and everything and just ready to go. Anyway, this is a lot of cotton. Just kind of go slow so I can see. There's some wool. My mohair. I'll have all my mandalas down here. In the corner in there, that is the cotton thread. This is miscellaneous one-off pieces of various art yarns. Some cupcakes. Some of this is hobium and some of it is ice. Okay, so starting over on this side, most of this is hand-dyed yarn or #1 yarn. And then there's Tawanda wearing the lacy mint poncho. Most of this on this one is #2 weight or sport weight. This gets into and down into 3, and this goes from 3 over into the 4s, and then over to 5, and then that on the end is cotton. Now this rug is very special to me because it is a rug that my mother and my dad and I worked on together. It's a latch hook rug, and we did that while we were in Germany. My stepdad was in the Air Force, and while we were over there, we did that together as a project. So I thought it was nice to have it in here in my room. There's a lot of pieces in here of my mom, Mr. Fiber's mom, me, just a lot of history. That bag has things I'm working on right now. Okay, now we go to the closet, which is more storage, and it's more yarn. I know it's kind of dark, but there's ice yarn, there's some project yarn. A lot of what is in here is stuff that I have more than one of. So if I have 3, 4, 6, 8, 10 of something, I put them in here so I can get to them to make larger projects. That blue container is the stuff that Mr. Fiber has to wind for me to put into the shoe closets. And the back of this door has a few places for some art supplies. This chart was one that Classy Kim, she had posted a link to this, and I printed it out, and I thought it looked really good on the wall. And there's one of the adult coloring pictures I did. And then this picture is the only watercolor that I have. My mother didn't do very many watercolors, but that's a watercolor that she did. Okay, now let me explain before I forget. So up here you can see there's a board, and Mr. Fiber has taken and cut the piece off of, trying to get this where you can see. So this is the metal comes down, and then this is the metal that comes out. It goes in the back of the closet to inside here to hold it. And at the top there was a piece that went the other way like that to go over the top of the closet of the door and he cut those off, and then he just mounted them to this wall. So I hope that explains to you how this was mounted. And see, that board goes all the way across. I have people ask me that all the time. I want to make sure that I explain to them how those are installed. And these shoe closets are, as you can see, they hold a lot of yarn. The 3 and 4 weight, they'll hold between 70 and 80 skeins of yarn. And Mr. Fiber winds the yarn for me into cakes. And again, it holds that many. And then the top, that's usually just for pieces, not actual scraps, but pieces that go with things that are in them. Or pieces I just want to display, like these. They're just pretty sitting out. Now coming from the front door, I've got my llama there. I've got a lucky horseshoe that my daughter gave me. And here is my pegboard that's on the back of my workbench. So I don't really use these spindles. These are drop spindles for spinning yarn, but I have not got the hang of that yet. I bought one kind of a kit that had some pegs in for the pegboard when I bought the pegboard at Lowe's. And then the other pieces that I have on here, hubby has brought me from a whole bunch of stuff they had at work that came off a pegboard. And then I was able to buy a few things, like I bought these the other day at the antique store. And then hubby brought me these home, and they actually sit out in front of all the other stuff. So just going to give you an idea of some of the things that I have on my pegboard. So I've got my Swift, and my sock blanks, my sock ruler, my neck light, my back scratcher. Got to have that around, guys. The back scratcher and the fly swatter are a must. And then I have a collection of screwdrivers, hammers, pliers, tape, just all kinds of things that need to be out where I can get a hold of them. And then this is where we put these shelves so that I can put all of my art type supplies. And I'm still working on sorting through it. But this is my cart that holds all of my supplies for my Happy Planner. So this is all of my stickers, my extra Happy Notes and planners. Down here, it has extra notes that go in them. That is the cutter. Just various things for the Happy Planner. And these, I've shown these in one of my hauls, but I get these at the Dollar Tree. You get 2, and they're magnetic. I'll go over this cart more so later on. And if you join me and you watch this, and this doesn't interest you, I understand. So this is my 2 ball winders, and Mr. Fiber does not like this one as much as he does the smaller one. This holds my other cutters. I have the alphabet cutter, I have the corner rounder. This is a new thing my daughter gave me that's excellent for cutting paper when you're wrapping presents. Oh, it's cool. These are empty still right now. This has my Tombow tapes in it. This is, I still need to relabel these, but these are the drawers that I had for my nail stuff. This basket has my things that I use for my Knitter's Pride knit blockers for blocking pieces. And these are T-pins. So there's just different things in here that I will use. Glitter, lots of glitter, foil, lace, just all kinds of things that I'll use in the mixed media. I have my extra candle melts up there, some more artwork, some erasers, brushes. There's another speaker. Focus, 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 focus. Again, I'm trying, guys. Try not to make you sick. These books are all art related. So they are for drawing, for painting. There's laminating sheets. There's watercolor paper. Just all kinds of paper and stuff. Lots of notebooks and multimedia stuff there. This is some current stuff I'm working on. Those over there. I'm still working on getting my labels on this stuff, but I have my colored pencils and colored pens, the gel pens and markers. I have the glue and painting supplies, the tapes, I-cord makers. There's some cotton stuff here. Down here, there is some other supplies that came out of my shop. This is my rubber stamps down here. These are things I'm still sorting out. I think that's the inks over there. Extra tech stuff. These are like popsicle sticks and things. There's some glue guns. This is all ephemera for multimedia. And these are extra cards. These are all vintage cards. There's my, in here is the napkins and other things to use for multimedia. My tech bag. This one's empty. This is stuff that came out of that I used when I display my stuff at craft fairs. These are drawers for various things. There's those other crochet hooks. Lots of where I keep my double point needles, miscellaneous tools in here. There's my jewelry box. This is the yarn I'm going to do the mixed review on, the Sweet Delights Prince Puppy. An extra mannequin head. These are extra jewelry and other things. Up top, I may be too close, guys. Hang on. On top of here, I have two carousels that have paints and such on them. And in this cabinet, that container has the essential oils and things that I took out of the booth. This is my CBD, what's left of it. Those things are going to go for sale at the craft fair. And this is extra stuff that I need for crafts and such. You know, stuff you don't want sitting out, but you need it here. These are books. It says binding books. So these are books where I will take the pages out and use the backs of the books as binders. These are vintage papers and music and stuff for junk journals. I've got a pencil sharpener here. My blow dryer to dry the paint. Little shelf. This box has, I put my inventory. I've started putting my inventory on the 3x5 cards. I still have some that needs to go in there. This is something that I was watching Ola Jo, the sailor, crocheting sailor, and she had mentioned this, and I have really enjoyed this. I use it to put this tablet on when I do overhead tutorials. This is the back side of my workbench. I've got all of my goodies. This is washi tape for cards and happy planner and all that stuff. I have some tech stuff in there. My laptop, and that's brushes, markers, pencils, pens, more scissors and stuff, more needles. My planner sits there. And so this is the bench that I use. And this used to be my workbench that sat in the other corner that I used for the beauty shop. This is the inside of this drawer. Has all the tape and glues and stapler and things that I use when I'm doing my planner and other stuff. There's various things like it. These, I still have room in here. I don't have it finished yet. I still have some room. All that's in there is tape. This is what I scored when I went to the antique store. I'm going to have to show those to you soon. This is where my feet usually are. I've still got to put those away. So this drawer, I've got calculator, staple puller, roll hole punches, that kind of thing in there. And this is extra. Those are containers I can use that are empty. I keep this here. This is future projects, like future, like soon projects, maybe, hopefully. And this is the chair that I got online through Amazon, and it's extremely comfortable. I'll try to leave a link for it. So that's my workbench. And this is how I sit here. I can watch videos on the TV or listen to whatever I want to, and I can hear it through those speakers. And behind me through those speakers. I hope you like my she shed. I'm really enjoying it. I spend every evening out here. I'm not very far. The bathroom is just a few blocks. Feels like few blocks some days. It's just a little ways down the hall. So I tell my husband, I kid him all the time. I'm like, I got to come in here and see what's going on in the house. But this is I absolutely love it. I'm so thankful to have it. Um, that this building sat for over a year, and we were trying to decide what are we going to do with it. And I really wanted it out here. I wasn't really sure it could get done. And so when we finally made up our mind, and we were just, let's just get it out here. We have not regretted it one bit. It's opened up some space, of course, in the back where I used to be. Cannot believe all the stuff I had in there. Oh my gosh. Now, I only had 5 of these shoe closets when I was in there. But yeah, those totes were underneath them. And then I had totes that were in the hallway that y'all didn't see. They were just stacked everywhere because I had outgrown it. I outgrew it. I'm so thankful. Mr. Fiber, he has been phenomenal for getting everything done, and I thank him so much. He's just been great. Uh, and he really wanted me to do this myself. He really wanted me to get in here and paint and do. So I'm really waiting for the cooler weather to come so I can go ahead and have that door open so I can paint it on the inside and out. We'll probably do some work around the outside of the building. He's going to put up a carport for me to park right there. So I'll just come in and out that door. And then I want to put some pots out there with some flowers in them and stuff. So things that can be in the shade because it's so hot here that it's difficult to keep things alive. So I'm really looking forward to that too. Maybe in the fall, who knows? We'll see. When it cools down, we'll see. Uh, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. If there's something I showed that you'd like to know more about, I'll try to leave links for all of the things I talked about if I can. And I hope this inspires you, gives you some ideas on how to do things in your space. So we have used as much as we could. Instead of buying things, I did buy some things for it. Uh, the shelving, that went around, a couple more of these, uh, the shelves that went on the wall, the white ones. We had the pieces the strips, and I did buy some of the supports, but the strips we had, some of the supports we had too, so I just had to buy shelves for it. So we tried to use as much here as we could and just rework everything as opposed to buying all new stuff. And that saved us a lot of money putting this all together. And I hope that shows when I was just making my way around the room and telling you about the different things. I hope you understood that we reused a lot. of things. So, okay, I'm going to quit talking. I'll see y'all later. And I've got some more stuff coming. Lots of plans. I just keep making notes, all the stuff that I want to do. I can't make enough videos fast enough. Thank y'all for being here and have fun today. See you later.